Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do your reading. It is a bonus read, Leo. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you. First of all, I just want to say thank you. If you are someone who is subscribed here and you have been for a little bit, I appreciate you so much because we just hit 60,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for the ways that you've been loving on this channel, whether you have or have not been in the comments. And thank you for the thumbs up if that's you. And thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. If you are new and you'd like to subscribe, there is a subscription button down in the bottom right-hand corner of this little square where I live. And bonus reads are always about the current energy or the future energy. We're not looking at anything back there. If it comes up, I'll acknowledge it. That's my job. But I am not looking at anything back there. Leo, let's find out what's going on for you. Also, Leo, if you would like a private read, please look in the pinned comment. You can look at my pricing over at Wizio if you're interested. All right. Let's find out what's going on for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I am, in fact, a Leo Jupiter myself. Let's find out what's going on for you. Leo. Tell me about Leo. Tell me about Leo, please. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Hermit energy. Oh, that's the picture that's on the front of the box. Hermit energy here. Tell me more. Got the Page of Pentacles. Got the King of Wands. And we have the Four of Swords. I feel, Leo, that you are in some type of healing energy right now. And you might be sort of sequestering yourself away. The Four of Swords and the Hermit both tell me that. And I'm looking at this King of Wands as your energy. So I feel like it feels like an ascension that you're going through, Leo. It feels like, we have, as I read this, right, this is for the current or the future energy. I mean, it could be today, tomorrow, or next year, but I'm just going to talk to you as though you're here real time right now. There is a full moon coming up, a full moon eclipse coming up on Friday, and then Mercury goes to retrograde on the Saturday. And so it feels like there is an energy here of you sort of just keeping to yourself. It feels like there might be people who are inviting you out. Come on, Leo. I mean, take Leo to the party. Leo is the party, right? I feel like people are like, come on, Leo, come on, join us. I feel like this Knight of Wands energy is telling me that there are people who want to see you face to face, I think, with this Page of Pentacles energy, and that the Six of Pentacles is like, come on, come on. You know what, Leo? I think that they know that you're the person who gives a lot of reciprocal energy. And what I mean by that is maybe you're the person who buys the first round of drinks, or you always show up with enough food and wine and drinks and stuff for everybody. I feel like that's not the only reason that they're inviting you, but I feel like you're tempted to go. However, that being said, I feel like you're going through an ascension from the Knight of Wands to the King of Wands. It feels almost like this is a healing ascension for you. And I feel like you're trying to drown out the loudness. It almost feels a little bit busy in the Six of Pentacles here. The Six of Pentacles feels like, you're the one that shows up with the big bundle of flowers and you start dropping them on everybody, right? All the pentacles, everybody's reaching out for you to give them something. Your time, your energy, your money, possibly. But it feels like you are moving from this energy of being impulsive, being all over the place, doing this, that, and the other thing with this, that, and the other person. I feel like you're removing yourself from that energy and you're moving into this King of Wands energy. Now, the King of Wands is still very passionate. Very passionate. They know what they want. There's just no damn way you're ever going to get a fire sign to lay down in the grass, right? You're never gonna stop moving forward or stop doing what you want to do. You're very resilient. And that's why the King of Wands sits on the throne, because the King of Wands has been through a lot of hard shit. And so you're somebody who's been forged through fire. So I feel like you're powerful, sitting in this stability that you've grown here, I want to say. And I feel like you've put a lot of hard work into becoming the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is kind of like the Knight, but not as frivolous, not as not taking risks. When kings are on the throne, it's because they still are passionate. They still know what to do. They're a master of their domain, but they're somebody who's learned to reel in their passions. The Knight of Wands is somebody who's a little bit more out there, giving it to this one, giving it to that one. You know what I mean? A lot of friends with benefit stuff going on, right? Whenever I see the Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles or the Three of Pentacles along with the Knight of Wands gives me a friends with benefits energy. I feel like you're healing. I feel like you're ascending and you're healing. That this Hermit energy here is telling me that you're doing a self-audit or going over you and figuring out what it is that you really want. I feel like you're realizing that you're the one that ends up putting all the hard work into a relationship or all of the energy into a relationship. And now that you're in this King of Wands place, I feel like you're like, wait a second. I'm the one who's gone through all the hardship. I'm the one who's put in all the hard work. And I feel like people don't understand that you are ascending away from the Knight of Wands energy. I feel like you're, it is sort of a process of growth. I could say you're growing up, but I don't think that you were ever a child. Like, everybody was a child, but you know what I mean? Like, then I don't feel like you were being all that irresponsible with your energy. Not everybody goes through this friends with benefits stage, but maybe you did. And I feel like you have realized that I would rather be alone by myself, thinking with my thoughts. I would rather be alone, healing myself, becoming enlightened, figuring out my light, figuring out my stability. Maybe you've taken to meditation. It feels like you are in this King of Wands energy, which is a more responsible energy than the Knight of Wands. Not moving so quickly. Going after your passions still, but not moving so quickly. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles, please. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles for Leo. We have the Chariot energy. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Page of Wands. See, that's the thing. I feel like your friends or your friend group or your soul tribe or whoever it is, they already know that if I just make one text to Leo or if I just make one phone call, Leo's on it. Leo's going to be there. It's going to be there, making everyone happy, the Page of Wands is someone who is a little bit immature. I'm not saying you're immature, but I'm saying the Page of Wands has less to worry about. So maybe is a little more risky, or, that's the one who is on the doing this thing and doing that thing. It's like you're throwing your wand in the air and seeing where it lands. And so I feel like this Knight of Cups, maybe people like to flirt with you. Maybe you're really good looking. Maybe you're really sexy, right? I've never really met someone with a Leo placement in the big three that wasn't kind of sexy and kind of alluring, right? And so the Knight of Cups is here. And so I feel like the Chariot here, they know that when they call, Leo comes like that. But I feel like you had a change of mind, or you are going to have some sort of a change of mind with this Virgo energy. Virgo is there's going to be a full moon on Friday, right? A full moon eclipse. And I feel like you're just, when people are calling, you're like hesitating. I'm not really sure that that's what I want to do right now. And maybe you don't know why you're hesitating, but I feel it's because you are moving into this ascension with this sort of, now I need to go over me. It's like a spiritual awakening, or it's like, it's like I'm just taking stock of me. Tell me about the Hermit energy. I've got the Knight of Swords. We've got the Queen of Wands. And we've got the Queen of Cups. So I feel like this is what it is. It feels like, people know that when they call you, that you come running, that you are the person who is aggressively pursuing whatever it is that you want. And the Queen of Wands being here does tell me that, the Queen of Wands is, the King and the Queen of Wands are, pretty good looking, right? Feminine or masculine. People see you as somebody who does what they want. It almost is giving me a little bit of bad boy, bad girl energy, a little bit. But I feel like what they don't understand is what you really want to achieve is the Queen of Cups. So this is feminine or masculine. Don't get too worried about the men and the women on the cards, because women also have masculine energy and men also have feminine energy. So feminine and masculine, right? So I feel like they're like, they know that you are somebody who aggressively pursues, and people like to flirt with you. and it almost gives them this energy of hope that they could maybe fall in love with you, or maybe be your next person. Or I feel like it's that kind of energy. But I also feel like with them, all this energy coming up in the Hermit tells me that this is what you're thinking about. It feels like that's what you're going over. It's like people just know that when I'm just going to show up. People know that I'm just going to be the person who will show up and maybe do the Irish exit, right? Which is, by the way, if you don't know what that is like leaving without saying goodbye. But the Queen of Wands is, the energy of somebody who is very independent, doing their own thing. I don't really care what you think. And people love that about you, bad boy or bad girl. But I feel like at the end of it all, the Queen of Cups is telling me that you're trying to soften yourself. You don't really want to be in that energy anymore. And it feels like it does feel like an ascension energy to me, that you're really being very thoughtful about what you're doing with your energy now. Tell me about this King of Wands energy, please. Yeah, the Strength card is here. There's you, Leo. You know what it is you're facing your fears is what you're doing here. And I feel like you fear that if you don't get up and go, if you don't pursue aggressively, if you don't show up to the party when everybody wants you there, that maybe you'll be left behind. It's like you're scared to show your softer side. Oh, yeah. I just heard the song Bitch is what I just heard. And that's not, don't feel some type of way about that. But I'm thinking about the lyrics. Yesterday I cried. You must have been relieved to see the softer side. That's what's happening here. I really do feel that for you, that this full moon is going to be an ascension where you get in touch with your softer side. It feels like you are going to be facing your fears. The fear of, if I'm not the one who's in charge all the time, chasing after, racing after, going after what I want, that people are just going to leave me behind. It is a fear that everything will then fall apart and they'll just never invite me again, or nobody's going to want to have me around, or I won't have any friends again, won't have any friends anymore, that they're not going to invite me to their parties. So I feel like the ascension is hard for you because I feel like you don't want to leave the old life behind, but I feel like you are ready to show the softer side, that you're becoming a little more softer in your energy. And realizing that maybe being in the fire energy is good, because being in the fire energy is a bit of ego, and the ego is the protector. And so really what you're protecting is this Queen of Cups energy, which is empathic and soft and is compassionate and kind. And so I feel like the Tower and the Three of Cups, it's like a realization that maybe the party scene is what I'm afraid that if I leave the party scene, I will be forgotten. And I think that's the fear that you're facing with the Strength card here. Tell me what you're thinking about while you're in Hermit energy here. More about what you're thinking about. I think the Four of Swords is telling me that you're coming to some sort of stability of the mind, that you're about to make some sort of a decision here. We do have the Page of Cups. We have the High Priestess. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. So I feel like you're ready to go in a different direction, is what it feels like, Leo. I feel like you're really ready to take a different direction in your life, but you know it's going to require change. And I feel right now that you might be fighting this change. It feels like you know that you need to move along, or something needs to change. You need to get out of this chaotic mindset and go to the calmer mindset. But I feel like you're worried that you'll end up having to do it alone, or you will be alone. I feel like this is a new path for you. The Page of Cups is here. And with the High Priestess energy, it does make me feel like this is what your intuitive self is telling you, that it's time for you to take a breather. It's time for you to maybe not be as accessible to everybody as you usually are. The Wheel of Fortune is telling me that change is here. And I feel like you're switching out of this fire energy into some sort of Piscean, High Priestess, psychic sort of energy, or spiritual energy possibly. And I feel like you're about to go ghost. And that doesn't mean that you're being rude to people and not talking to them, but I feel like you're about to spend some time by yourself, whereby everybody who knows that they have direct access to you feels like Yeah, call Leo. Leo's the party. Leo will bring the party. Leo will bring the drinks. Leo will bring the food. Leo will bring the fun. Leo will bring the sexy. Like, I feel like you're now in this energy of the Wheel of Fortune with the High Priestess energy. You're moving forward in a more quiet way. I feel like you're ready to be a little more quiet. I feel like you're ready to be a little more inward with your energy. And it doesn't mean that you're not the King of Wands. That's the thing. But what you're doing is you're mastering your domain, right? Knowing when to chase something and knowing when to reel it in. So I think that you are in this energy here where everything is changing for you. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune. Tell me what's changing. Tell me why the Wheel of Fortune is here, please. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's time to stop and realize what it is that you want. We have the Knight of Pentacles here, and clearly that's what it is, right? Somebody who is really looking over the details. Where am I going to go next? What is the path? I don't want to make a mistake. I'm going to slow down just a little bit. Cool my jets. You could have a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn placement. We do have the Six of Wands. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get attention. It just means that you're going to get the attention in a different way. You're still going to be beautiful. You're still going to be sexy. You're still going to be the exciting one. But I feel like you're also bringing in this energy of the King of Swords energy. You're also going to be known as the intellectual. Somebody who is thinking things out. I think you're going to make more conversation and less eye contact, or more eye contact and more conversation. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're going from this bad boy, bad girl energy to this King of Swords who takes the emotion out of it. I'm not interested in finding anybody. I'm interested in the sun, the moon, the stars. Let's talk about politics. Let's talk about all the things that I don't know. I want to get to know you a little more. Now you're sort of turning into a sapiosexual, somebody who is more attracted to the mind than the body. It feels like you're really going through this phase of getting on this path where I feel that you're still going to get the attention and the energy that you crave, that you need. Look at my child is a Leo. I know this, right? But I feel like you are going to do it you're going to be getting that attention for a different reason. And the different reason is you're becoming more intellectual. I feel like maybe you are looking more for love than you are looking for passion or friends with benefits. I feel you've had a change of mind. Like this is all coming from the Wheel of Fortune. So it feels like you've had a change of direction, a change of mind, and a change of how you feel like you could be getting attention. So I feel like you'd rather people give you attention for cheering you on rather than looking at you like you're a hot snack, right? It feels like that sort of energy. Tell me what the outcome is for Leo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What's the outcome here for Leo? We've got the Justice card. We've got the Hanged Man. There's big changes here, Leo. Big changes. You're getting a different perspective here. Yeah, your friends are about to get a different perspective as well. The Three of Pentacles shows up because we're talking about friends or friends of friends or acquaintances or workmates. We have the Hanged Man. They're going to see a different side of you. They're going to see a side of you that's quite serious and quite balanced and very intellectual, and somebody that they can take seriously. And it's not to say that they weren't taking you seriously, but I think that after this ascension, I feel like you're going to be in a very different place. They're going to look at you as someone who's mastering a skill, who's the master of their domain, right? It feels like this Justice card is telling me that they'll see you as being restored or healed. They'll see you as someone who's finally cleared their karma. It feels like this Hanged Man energy tells me they'll see you in a different perspective. They'll see you as someone who's maybe in a pause or holding back just a little bit. And maybe the Three of Pentacles is like, it's going to confuse your friends. We've got the Five of Swords. It might even cause some arguments and fights amongst you and your peers, or you and the people who are interested in the old Leo, the one who moves quickly, the one who moves forward fast. The new Leo, I feel, is in the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody who has now decided, I want to close the door on having my heart broken, because Leo, I feel like, the sort of I don't think it's a wild life, but I feel like it's a life of not a lot of stability that you've been leading. I feel like it's been breaking your heart too. I don't think it's just that you've been breaking hearts. I feel like it's been breaking your heart too. And I feel like you're changing this up for the Nine of Cups is what it feels like. It feels like you're going to be in your Queen of Pentacles energy, whether you're the feminine or the masculine. I think you're going to be spending more time with yourself, maybe doing creative things, maybe beautifying the home, cleaning out closets, cleaning out cupboards, right? That's sort of what the Virgo full moon eclipse is about. I feel like you're going through a really big change and a really big ascension. There's going to be lots of big changes that are coming up for you, but understand they're not happening to you. You're the one that's doing it. You're making the decision to do it. I'm going to leave that right there, Leo. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you, and I hope you'll come back because I'll be back as well. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.